There was rain in the forecast, and I had a bit of spare time, so I took a bag of old clover and corn seed and also the content of a ruptured bag with planting substrate to the berm of the swale where nothing has grown yet. This is going to be an animal path and a driveway for vehicles. The fence to the left is the boundary of a paddock. Where I'm walking is going to be the animal path, and to my right another fence line will separate it from the driveway.
Just a bit further.
We are now approaching a turn for the animals. They will either continue to the left or enter another paddock, as we are doing now. Those paddocks are very big, and over time we will reduce them to our standard size of 5,000 square meters. The whole installation is still very fragile, and as you can see, the wires got loose because the plank that we used to hold the insulator slipped. At this time, we are not setting fence posts because the ground is too hard for that. Instead, we attach wood planks to the trees with some wire, and the insulators get screwed into the plank. When autumn comes around and the ground gets soft again, we will again set fence posts. The goal is not to have fencing, but a means to manage grazing without being with the animals the whole time. We also had some turnip seeds from last year's experiment. The guys put them out here next to the giant cabbage that is already growing on the other side. I wish we had a seed drill. This is hand seeded and raked in, and so they are either lumped together or there are empty spots. But then the important thing is that something is growing here. Over time we learn and will have the proper equipment for our needs. The heat-loving vetiver has woken up. You can see that not all is green. There are long leaves, but have a purple color, which means it was too cold. Those are the plants that the cows grazed last summer. Our newest idea is to turn this and another spot into a vetiver nursery, from which we can obtain slips for planting more vetiver elsewhere. By planting more vetiver, we will have even more vetiver over time, and use it for all kinds of purposes, including grazing. Now that the vetiver is established, I'm not afraid anymore that the cold season grasses in spring will overtake the vetiver. That happened at another area where we planted the vetiver too late, and the cold season plants were quicker than the still dormant vetiver, which couldn't grow due to lack of sunlight. We are harvesting a vetiver plant to see how we can separate it into slips for replanting. This plant sits in a ditch where it helps to filter our grey water. As you can see, the root system is pretty strong and the plant is heavy. It even broke the shovel. The guys got it out. Now we can have a look at the spot where it's set. The next step is now to clean it and separate the slips. It is almost like the trunk of a tree. A little earthworm, that's a good sign. Cutting the roots with a knife is not a problem. A lot of the slips that we received from outside did not have long roots and grew just fine. After cutting off the roots, Juan is now pulling them apart. We want to plant them around a few of the trees to see what will happen. That is supposed to help the tree. Here in this empty stretch where we lost a few trees, we continue the experiment to prepare the area for new trees. That single plant provides a lot of slips for planting. We can cover easily the whole area. We planted the vetiver in little circles, with enough space in the center for a tree. Now that we have a main water line with good pressure, we can irrigate when it gets too hot. And because we can, we let the sprinkler also wet the adjacent areas, just to see what will happen. Up at the newest swale, we had distributed bean seeds of a variety that is supposed to grow well during summer and should produce a lot of biomass. Now we are covering the big seeds with straw to retain moisture and build soil. There is no irrigation yet, but that will come. We try to not put it on too thick, so that the beans can get through when they germinate. But then, we don't know yet what is too thick. We'll see. The seeds look almost like the stones, very hard to spot. They are even of a similar size. When we were done, we discovered this on our way back to the compound. Some had been scratching on the post, and with the help of the tension of the wires, the force, not the electric tension, the post broke. We replaced it with a metal post and added a task to our long list so that we put in a new post with proper bracing. Another, much older, item on that list is to build a proper fence here as well. The one to the left. Another afternoon at almost 9 p.m. Very soon it will be dark. "37 cows with kids had been here the whole day. Now it is dark, and you see Nummer 8, who had caught a toad as a toy for herself. She is the slimmest one and the huntress of the pack, and there's nothing she can't catch. But then I guess she expected a different texture. So she chews and chews and chews and won't swallow it. She was actually doing the same the next day, and it was the same toad. Well, that was the first week of May 2021. Stay tuned for more. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon at Granja Caimito in Andalusia.